is going to be Tuesday, August 17th, and we're recording and introducing new information to you and trying fourth period because they've not had the joy of all these things yet. Class names, again, those of you who are quarantined at home, hopefully you beat this death thing, and welcome back. You're going to need notebooky thing because we're going to be doing a thing with the notebook here in a moment, and then a writing utensil, and we'll go from there. And then let's see, to there, water bottles, you can bring those in. For those of you who are at home, if you're not quarantined, if you're interested, there is a school play coming up, and there's information on there for you. And you can email the teachers, or you can talk to me and send me a message, and I'll hook you up with it. If you can zoom in really far on the video, there's like a thing down there that tells you more about it, but you might not be able to see it on your video, but let me know. Call out is tomorrow after school, Wednesday after school. And then from there, your joke is due on Thursday. Your class names is going to be due on Thursday. So then that should come from there. We should both be in the notebook. Oh, if you're a home kid and you're watching this and you have no idea what this is, you need to go back and watch the previous videos because you did not. So that would be why you're confused. And if you need to find out how to get to the video, one, that's kind of weird because how did you get to this video? But you can find it on Canvas page, and then you scroll it down, and then you can find little buttony things there, button. That'll tell you which day that you can watch. Tells you what's due and what we're doing on those days. Keep scrolling down from there. Useful files, clicky there, and it'll take you to the map, and then behavior points and Simpson sheet. You can print all of those. Gotcha. This is the homework that you are going to need to be doing. It is due for Thursday. You're going to find five pictures of things that you enjoy. It can be hobbies, sports, people, animals, whatever. And then find them, and you're going to need to either find them in magazines or you're going to need to find them in, what do you call those things? The internet. And then you can print them out and bring paper copies of them for Thursday. And that's when I'll be checking those from you coming up on Thursday. If you want me to print them for you, I can. But you're going to make sure you follow the directions, as I'll show you in a second. This is what your five pictures will look like. We're just going to find pictures of things that you enjoy, whether it be movies or video games or stars, and then you should be good to go. If you want me to print it, here's the directions for you. You put them all together into one file, send them to me, and then I can print them for you, but I charge you 1 B point to do that unless you bring me a note. If you don't know my email address to email it to me, one, it's right here, so literally you can just look on the screen. Or you can go to Canvas and then scroll down just a smidgy, and it's going to be right there at the top, and you can find my email address from there. This is why you're bringing in the pictures. We are going to be creating a giant postery thing. You only get a small portion of this section, so you're going to get something about this size, like a little half piece of paper, and that's going to be your section that you get to put all of your stuff onto, and I'll be taking an embarrassing picture of you and other people. You are working in a group of 4 people, you plus 3, math is hard, and then I'll combine all of you guys together in a group, and I'll figure out who wants to be in groups by looking into your souls, and then we're going to work on putting this up and hanging up for you guys to work on. Home children. No, let's go back to here. Seriously. Back. If you want to get the handout that I'm getting ready to talk about with the living children, the handout's going to be right there on Canvas where it says the Small World Handout. You go clicky, it'll download for you. So for the handout I'm getting ready to talk about, which I have here for my regular and my advanced, slightly different directions. Go printy, and that'll walk you guys through what to do. Then, this is the part we're going to get a chance to go through. For those of you at home, you're going to get a chance to listen to it. You're going to have to create poster. Directions are on there. Redirecting things on little bits to that part. And for you living humans, now we're back to there. We had gotten through, we were just ready to talk about where you were born, correct?
Yes.
So for the kids at home, you're going to have to, in your group of 4 people, you're going to pick one of those kids and you're going to have to interview them, and you're going to be standing up in front of the room and giving a speech about this other kid. Yes, you get to bring a note card up with you. I'm not going to make you memorize it because I don't hate you that much, and then you'll be bringing that in. This is the information you're going to have to find out about that other kid for the interview. 1, first name, middle name, last name. If they have multiple middle names, make sure you know all of their different middle names. If they have no middle name, make sure you tell me they have no middle name. And for the kids who are here paying attention before, if the kid you're interviewing is lazy and refuses to answer the question, what do you get to do?
Make
Make up the name. So if the kid you're interviewing is lazy and doesn't do it, you can always make up their name. So always for all this, we just call it creative writing, that you're more than welcome to creatively come up with their middle name if they are lazy. Then, all right. Now, for the U.S. facts for kind of, what I want to know when you're talking to your person is going to be where they were born, the place and the state from there. If you don't know where you were born, talk to the big people in your house, and then you should be good to go. Just be careful how you phrase it, because that's where I left off with you guys. I got worries. I told this to kids in the past, and I was like, you go talk to your parents. And I had a kid who did that, who didn't know where they were born, so they went and talked to the big people in their house. But the way they phrased it was, Mommy, Daddy, where did I come from? And apparently that opens up a whole new conversation that the kid was not prepared for. So when you talk to parents, you might want to be more specific and be like, hey, what hospital was I born in? Because if not, the conversation you have with them, I am not responsible for. So hopefully that helps guide you a little bit. All right. There. All right. And also, if the big people in your house don't know where you were born, what can you do?
Make up with it.
Yeah, I wasn't there either. If I was there, that would be weird and creepy. If you're like, I don't know where, Baltimore, Maryland. And you're like, what? I'm like, nothing. That would make for a really awkward conversation. So you can just make up where you were born, and that's fine. And you can be creative. And you're like, I was born on Tatooine. It's a planet with 2 suns. And I'm like, good job, Mr. Skywalker. I'm proud of you. And so that's fine with me. How does that give you, Ariana, what's up?
So, what if you know where you were?
And you still want to make it up?
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
That's fine. At any time, this whole thing, my answer is always creative writing. Because my goal with this is 2 things. Can you follow directions? And I want to find out your personality. So as long as you can follow directions and I find out your personality, as far as I'm concerned, it's a win. So if you go through the whole thing and it's just all creative writing the whole way down, done. I now found out your personality. And that's that you live in a fantasy world. Fine. I'm good at that. Claire.
I was born in Baltimore.
That's good. Stop bragging for the other kids.
I know,
I-
but Baltimore.
Good, because I was talking about you when I said that. I knew where you were born.
That's creepy.
What's up?
So then, can I just actually be whoever I want?
Technically.
That is way too much freedom.
That's a lot of inhaling you just did. Ariana.
So on the screen it says choose any 3 of their things.
We're not there yet. Good God, child. I'm still up here. This will be the directions bits.
Well, I already read them.
Oh, look at you flexing on kids. So then, birth date, the next part, go through there, tell me their birth date, when they were born, as far as that goes. Again, if you don't know when you were born, it's in Skyward. You can literally just go look it up there and just check your Skyward thing and it has your birthday. Can you make up your birthday? Yeah, that's fine.
Why?
Here's the problem with the whole birthday thing. My goal with the birthday is for some of you guys to find out that you have a birthday buddy in class. When you're like, I was born on October 12th. And the kid's like, I was born on October 12th. You're like, birthday buddies! And you get to high five each other. If you make up your birthday, and you're like, I was born June 35th. Another kid in class is like, I was born June 35th. Now you're going to have that awkward conversation because June 35th comes, and that kid's like, we're birthday buddies. You're like, what are you? Oh, okay. And so now you've invited your own stalker into your life. So just giving you a heads up. You can make it up, just realize there might be side effects. Their favorite subject at school. With your favorite subject, it has to be a thing that you get graded on. So you can't choose lunch, you can't choose passing periods, and you can't choose best. It has to be a thing that you actually can fail. And yes, I've walked through the cafeteria and seen some of you eat. And I'm aware, some of you do fail at eating. It is quite the thing to watch. You're like, hey, no one saw that. And then yes, if you got graded, it would not be a good one. But that's still not an official grade. So you have to pick like an official one that we can fail you at. I said failure, and you raised your hand, Greg. What's up?
Can we do band?
Can you fail band?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, you have to work at it, but it is possible. And I'm not trying to challenge you. If you're like, Mr. Broviac, game on! No, it's fine. So yes, you can choose band.
Actually, I got like an A+, so yeah, take
Whoa,
that.
settle down there, Flexi. And yeah, my kid also loved band and really enjoyed it. So yeah, you're more than welcome to use band. I'm not going to pick a fight with Mr. Lehman.
What?
You are going to inflate this so much inhaling. Mom's only going so far. Favorite song? Hobbies. So you need to come up with 2 things that you do for fun. That's what a hobby is. Things that you enjoy. If you don't know what a hobby is, you're always welcome to ask the other people in your group to come up with hobbies for you, although that might be kind of scary. Like for mine, it's going to be like making children cry and dancing on children's tears. Those are the 2 things that bring me happiness and joy. If you can't think of a hobby, here's your homework to help you out. Go to your house, find a blank wall with nothing on it, grab a chair, move the chair in front of blank wall, sit in chair, and stare at wall. And just keep doing that until you have a thought of, oh God, I wish I was doing, and whatever you come up with is your hobby. If you're like, I wish there was a squirrel and I would go chase, that's your hobby, chasing squirrels. If you're like, I wish there was a camera so I could just start dancing in front, then that becomes your hobby. Whatever. If you sit there for hours on end and go, I don't know what he's talking about, this is so much fun, then you found your hobby, staring at walls. So you're going to have to come up with your 2 hobbies, or make up your 2 hobbies when you create your false identity. And so whatever you want to come up with, those are going to be the 2 things for you. One interesting thing about you. This goes 1 to kids being able to follow directions, that whole yellow sheet thing. And then 2, this is how I find out your personality. What is it you think is interesting about you? Don't come ask me if it's interesting, because my answer is always going to be, yep, that's interesting. And some of you guys might not be interesting at all. Your interesting fact may be, when I was a baby, I was born with hair. Yeah, that's not very interesting. But if you find that interesting, that tells us something about you. And so you get to find out whatever your interesting thing may be. It might be the fact that you have multiple tattoos. It might be the fact that you've been arrested multiple times. It might be the fact that who knows what your interesting thing may be that is out there. Can you make up your interesting thing?
Yes.
Absolutely. If you can't think of an interesting, go for it. And some of you guys might be interesting and then just not realize that there's something interesting about you. If you're talking to your group and you're like, I have nothing interesting. They're like, nothing. Like, no, that's what my 3-armed uncle always says. You're like, what now? You know, Uncle Bob. He's got the 3rd arm. It's always on the top of his head flopping around. He's always like, nothing interesting about you, Sue. You're like, okay, who's Bob again? So you might not realize that there's something interesting in you because you've got Bob who's just running around your life with that 3rd arm on top of his head. And you just assume everyone has a 3rd-armed uncle. No, that's just you. So you get to find your interesting thing, if it's Bob. You're going to have to tell me the other person's adjectives. So when you're standing up there and you have the poster, you're going to have to go through and tell us, this is Bob, and he's special and really special. And you're going to go through and tell us those things, and then also his pictures. You're going to go through and tell me what the pictures are that he has. He's got a picture of a 3-armed man. He's got a picture of a fish. He's got a picture of a video game of a fish. And so whatever it is, go through and tell me the pictures. You have to create an alliteration for that person using their name. An alliteration is multiple words starting with the same first letter. And so you have to come up with one that has at least 5 words starting with the same letter. It doesn't have to be true. It's just, again, seeing your creativity. Did you follow directions? Let me see your personality. So here I did Larry loves to lick lollipops and licorice. For all I know, Larry hates lollipops and licorice and refuses to lick anything because he finds it weird. That's fine. It's just, can you come up with a thing? And you can use your first name or last name. Like if your last name is Zabooby, and you're like, Mr. Brovicast, my last name is Zabooby, and I can only think of the word zebra. And I'm like, well then use your first name. My first name is Jonathan. And I'm like, well, your parents hate you, I'm sorry. What's your middle name? Zoe. And I'm like, ah. And so you're just going to come up with some, in that case, come up with a new middle name, and then go from there. And so that's what I'm looking for on that one. Hi, Eliana, what's up?
You called on me too late and I forgot.
No.
Wait, I think I figured it out. What if you have numbers in your name?
Oh, like
Joey?
Sorry.
So if the word you would like to rhyme with, so like Joey and always, would that work?
No, he doesn't
it's
start it.
second-
Yeah, it
oh.
has to be the very
Yeah,
beginning.
but he
Pretty
says
good
it
try.
goes like that. So.
There's a fancy word for that, but that's the thing you'll learn in high school, and I don't want to blow your guys' brains yet, so we'll have to start just the very beginning of it and then go from there. For the thing that apparently makes Ariana really excited. So choose 3 of their favorite. Let me answer it first, then you get to ask the question. I'm not done yet. On here, movie, food, TV show, book, color, game. They have to pick 3 things and tell me what their favorite is of that. Don't go, his favorite things are a book, a movie, and a TV show. I'm gonna go, what TV show? What now? So I want to know what is the TV show that is their favorite thing. So one of the 3. So you get to like knock out half of them. I'm going to have a number of kids who can't follow directions on this. And they're going to go, his favorite book is Harry Potter, his favorite movie is Matrix, and his favorite animal is a squirrel. I'm like, squirrel? Because that's not on my list. Did you follow my directions? So you're not looking for any favorite thing, but favorite thing from this list. Did I cover it? Skills. So again, now, if you want to throw in other random favorite things, you can put that into your interesting fact about you. Ariana has 12 favorite things that she thinks that are important that you should know about. She also loves shoes, and she loves sparkly unicorn. And you can go through from there, that's fine. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say.
I'm glad you thought to say that. I was going to say the same thing, but it seemed weird if I said it.
No. So, can I choose like a favorite song?
Is that right? Which one is that? That is,
Can you add it?
oh yeah, no. I mean, you could, but then the other kid's going to lose. So if you're teamed up with Ariana, and she only keeps giving you a favorite song over and over again, what is she giving you permission to do?
Make fun of
There
her.
you go.
Not make
When
fun
she keeps telling you, my favorite song is Whip It. You're like, no, dear. She's like, but I love Whip It. And you're like,
That's not a
okay,
song.
your favorite movie is Dinosaurs. And you just get to go ahead and choose it for her. She's like, no, Whip It real good. It's from the 80s. You can't tell me. My childhood, Devo. They wore flower pots
Oh,
on their
that
head.
song, like,
Yeah,
real
Whip It
good.
real good. Exactly.
Oh.
It's not me. Ariana loves it. It's a weird song. I would never choose it myself.
Well, look,
Not
why
judging.
did you do this? That's the whooping nay day.
I'm well aware, by the way.
No.
Yeah, he just got arrested, by the way, so be careful on that one.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, Salento, poor dude. Apparently he's kind of crazy.
That's
all.
all.
Yeah, it's just where the police come with you and they have like little bags and they pull them up.
Stop. You're not fun.
That's what he said too. They didn't stop him. They put him in handcuffs and everything.
Yeah,
That's
during our
Charles
first
Max.
day on the bus here, there's a SWAT raid at one of the houses in the neighborhood we were going.
I don't think that's where Salento was because he lives down in Florida.
I don't know
So they
who
would
that
have
is
really
either.
lost. Anyway, back to here. That was a nice diversion. Back to here. Next, you're going to choose 2 things from this list connected to your name. So you can again show me your direction following that some people struggle with, and then also your personality. Some people
This
don't.
is funny.
Did you just scoot away from me? Yes, I did. That's going to stop anything. Anyway,
Yeah.
an interesting history of their name. Some of you have an interesting reason why your parents chose whatever your name is. First name, middle name. For some of you, an interesting history on how your last name came to be. If you do, you get to choose that one. For me, for my first name, it was my father's best friend died in a car wreck the week before I was born.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know him. It's okay. And so I wasn't born yet. But apparently when I was born, that was my dad's way of trying to memorialize him. And so he named me after his dead best friend. And so I thought that was both kind of interesting and depressing. But we all get to share our thing. Your thing may not have a history behind it. When your parents named you, it may have just been like a, we're going to call you Bob. And you're like, what? And you're like, well, that was the sound I made in my throat. You're going to be here. And so maybe you do find that interesting, maybe not. So, can you make up your interesting history?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You like, my middle name is Dragon. And then you can go from there, or come up with that as if, his first name is Bob because when his mom was younger, she was haunted in her dreams by this monster that used to chase her through her dreams every night, and the only way she could get rid of it was by yelling, Bob! And it made the monster go away. So when she had a baby, she had to make sure that it was to keep the monsters at bay, which is why she never looks at him at home. And so whatever, that's your interesting history you come up with from there. 2, pick Latin. If you don't know Pig Latin, I'm going to teach it to you in just a moment, and you're going to learn how to speak and write in Pig Latin. If you understand Pig Latin, you can choose it. If you don't understand Pig Latin, you probably shouldn't choose it because it's going to be real confusing for you. The third one, what animal they would be and why, and it has to connect to their name. So that same thing with alliteration, you're going to pick the first letter of their name, pick an animal that goes with it, and then tell me why they want to be that animal. So if their name is Jonathan, you can be like, this is Jonathan, he wants to be a jellyphant. Or like, then you have to make sure you say why. Like, because jellyphants are large creatures made of jello, and he always thought it'd be funny to jiggle and make the ground shake at the same time. And so whatever the reason is, you're going to come up with your connection for that one. So I'm seeing, can you find one that connects to your name? And can you explain to me why? The two main things I'm looking for on here. Follow directions, find your personality. That's my takeaway on this. Ray.
Can we do two things about us? For the thingy.
Did you use the word thing?
The one interesting thing.
Yeah, you can do more than one.
The one
we
to
do
say
two?
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
thanks.
it's not my issue. That's the person interviewing you that you're making do more work. So
Yes,
you're going to have to negotiate with them. If you're like, interesting things, start writing, let's go. And so you're just making them give a longer speech. Now, when they stand up to give the speech, they may only remember one, but that's up to them. That's a you and them issue. Joey.
I think my favorite animal is abundantly clear.
To each
A
their own.
bunion?
Obviously a jellyfish. All right. So, good to go there. Then, home children, here's where your notebook comes in. Living children, here's where your notebook comes in. It's notebook time. Keep going. Notebook. You're close. Notebook. You just keep reading the end of it. So turn to your table of contents. Are you trying to name it? What's that? Yeah.
Go to Handout, like we.
Thursday. Your soul will speak to you on Thursday. On Thursday, the same day. On not Thursday. And then from there, you've now turned to table of contents.
What page?
Let's see, it says table of contents.
What day is it?
If only there was a giant red thing. So which side of the notebook are we looking at?
Homework.
Good job, not yelling out the homework side. Which side is the homework side?
The
That's where the left comes in. By the way, you should be writing this below an assignment already there. Because what assignment's already in your notebook? There you go. So you should be writing this right below class names. So the first thing you're going to write is the date I'm assigning it. That date being?
August 17th.
There you go. And then this is the second assignment, numero 2. The title of it's going to be called Small World Notes.
Why small world?
Well, because if it was a big world, that'd be a different assignment. Williamson.
So I can't put, so my next page is page 4, so I can't put my homework on page 4 because it has a B in the corner.
I mean, you could. I just make you recopy it all.
But was a joke no word?
I have no idea. Look in your table of contents.
Yeah, I just.
Then what is our page number we're going to use?
5.
That was a scary game.
Yes.
No, it's not. It says 5.
Good, but now you have to remove that because you can only have things in the notebook that I've officially assigned you. Anything else comes back to cost you points. I did not. It does not go in the notebook. So that's why you have to make sure you erase that. But you can leave it there, but I charge you points. So you get to make your own choice.
Wait, what?
I'm not attacking her, but she put the 5 picks thing into the notebook. The only things you ever put in the notebook are the things I tell you to put in the notebook.
That wasn't a
If-
thing?
No. Why would it be a
Why
thing?
would you lie to us then?
I never once lied to
You
you.
told us it was an assignment.
Yes, but not in the notebook.
What?
Oh my God.
Again, you'll know it goes in the notebook because you're going to hear the words of my mouth saying, "This goes in your notebook."
Oh my
You
god.
don't
I
hear
didn't
those
actually
words.
think- Well, now everything's ruined.
No, just throw it away and drop out of school.
Isn't that your fault?
So again, for those of you who are not yelling at me, we're on page 3. Then you turn to page 3. Then we have a big huffy side. Help us get there. And this is where 1 in the top left-hand corner. What do you put in the top left-hand corner?
12.
The date, which again is August 17th. Good teamwork. And then in the top middle of the page, what do you put?
I don't know. 60.
Number 2.
Turn back a page.
No.
Title.
There you go. You can cheat off yourself. Well, for some of you guys, you might need to cheat off someone else because you've already lied to yourself. But you're going to put the title. What's the title of the assignment? Small World Notes. So this is going to be where you write all the notes that you are going to be using for this. So that's where in a moment, well not in a moment, Thursday, when you get a chance to find out who your soul has chosen and you start interviewing them, this is where you write all of that down. One of the first things you're going to want to do, if you don't know how to do Pig Latin, I'm going to show you how Pig Latin works. So here's how Pig Latin works. I'm going to use this as my example name. You're welcome to practice using your own name if you want to. Or you can just write down this. I'm happy either way. I'm going to use the name Joseph Spitterpig because I think it's a very common name. So the way Joseph Spitterpig works is in the name, the first thing you have to do is find the vowel in each word. In Joseph, what's our first vowel?
Oh.
And in Spitterpig?
I.
So you find the vowel and then find all consonants in front of it. Oh, home children. A vowel is A, E, I, O, or U, and sometimes Y. Why? Because I said so. And so find...
Don't laugh.
Thank you. She's right. It was hilarious. And then find all of your consonants that are in front of the vowel. Not continents. You should have no North Americas in front of it. You're going to find consonants.
You said continent.
Consonants.
Consonant.
And not continents, because that's what babies have when they have to wear diapers. You should not find that in front of it either. It's going to be all kinds of awkward in here. Some of you guys just learned all kinds. Yeah, continents, continents, and then consonants are all three different things that are critical. You know the difference. We're just going to make for a really weird grocery trip.
Continent.
So again, we're going to find the non-vowel. Thursday, we're going to find out more about how Pig Latin works. Home children, we'll see you later.